Alright, part two. Now, some things that I noticed inside the storyline of the Lorax, I think that something that Dr. Seuss may have been representing in this story is not only our own environment, but the movement made by government to make certain things illegal, that and to switch them over to other things that we think that we needs, right? So I'll first go over just regular trees and environment at large. In the world today, mankind is rapidly depleting all of our forestry and just for developmental land, to put more houses, to put more businesses, to put more stuff, more places. And I think that something that we're losing sight of is the simple fact that not only is just there inherent beauty in the land and just leaving it be and letting it live, but also the simple fact that we need vegetation and we need trees to live. You can call me a tree hugger, you can call me a hippie, you can call me what you like, but the truth remains the same. We need trees to live. We need vegetation and plants and many different species to live. Something that's been happening recently, within the past few years, is certain companies like Monsanto are genetically modifying food to create super breeds of certain plants, like corn. Right now in our country and in large portions of the areas around our country, you don't find any more than one variety of corn, because they're all GMO, genetically modified foods. And that's something that's really taking a very big toll on not only our own health, but on the future of mankind itself. Because if you think back not that long ago in this grand scheme of things, Ireland had a potato famine where a super virus took out a lot of potatoes. And because there were no potatoes to eat, and that was a main staple food of the Irish people, they didn't have anything to eat. So a lot of people died. And in our country today, corn is a very big part of our culture. Whether it be from cornflakes to pretty much anything that you eat in the store today, everything is made with, partially hydrogenated soybean oil or vegetable oil or whatever. It all comes from corn. Even our gasoline is infused with ethanol. Ethanol is a type of alcohol that is distilled from corn. Now, as far as ethanol and gasoline goes, ethanol does not make your engine any better. Ethanol is a type of biofuel, right? But we don't need to be producing corn to create biofuel to supplement inside of a gasoline engine, because it doesn't help a gasoline engine any more than regular gasoline would. It's ridiculous. It's upping the price of gas and upping the price of corn and all corn-related food. And why? For money. Now, something that can be substituted, or what was originally substituted for corn, cotton, and oil, was hemp. That's right. Even the Constitution was written on hemp paper. Now, hemp shares a lot of similarities with what cotton and corn and oil can do, but it all comes from one plant, which means that there is no deforestation, there is no mining and burning of fossil fuels, there is no monopolizing a certain region to create a certain product, because hemp can be grown anywhere, physically. Legally, it cannot be grown in the United States. But at one time, it was a law that it was grown in the United States. If you had a farm, you had to have a plantation of hemp. And up until the First World War, until after the First World War actually, hemp was still being used industrially in the United States. That helped us win the war. It's accredited for helping us win the war. A lot of clothing was made from hemp, a lot of meal was made from hemp seeds. It's actually what gruel is hemp seeds and water. And pretty much anything that you can do with grains and with wheat, you can do with hemp as far as food is concerned. You can also make biodiesel fuel from it. You can make vegetable oil from it. You can make oatmeal. You can make anything that you want to. You can make your clothing. You can make rope. You can even build a house. You can even build a car. You can build plastics. You can build fiberglass. You can build anything that you want from hemp. And I believe that that's part of the reason why it's so illegal, is because it's much bigger money to only have certain companies that are subsidized by the government to make these things, like cotton, corn, and oil. Now, if cotton, corn, and oil were not such a big business, and people actually wised up and said, hey, guess what? That movie from the 30s, Reefer Madness, is a whole bunch of horse hooey, and people don't actually go on a drunken, murderous rave craze, then I think that our history as Americans would have turned out a lot differently than the way it is right now. Where right now, marijuana itself, as far as possession is concerned, has become decriminalized in many counties across the United States, which is good. It's a step in the right direction. But what I think that needs to happen is we need to start using hemp more industrially. And I'm not just talking about recreationally, I'm talking industrially, because there's a big shortage on stuff like corn, and gas prices have just jumped up again. It's almost $4 a gallon again. $4 a gallon. Most passenger vehicles have 20-plus gallon tanks now. I mean, it's ridiculous. $4 a gallon, you would seriously expect to pay like $80 to $100 of your hard-earned money on gasoline to get mainly where? To the place where you're going to go make money so that you can go spend the money just to get back to the place where you made it? That doesn't make any sense at all. How do you think that we're going to get out of $15 trillion in debt by doing this? Now, if something like marijuana was made legal again, especially for industrialized use, we'd have tons more jobs, people could farm, people would have medicine, people would have tons of building material. We could convert the stuff that we're already using fossil fuels for and use a naturally occurring and very quickly regrowing natural resource. And I think that would solve a lot of the issues that we have in America today. But I think that that's partially what Dr. Seuss was talking about in the Lorax, is that there are voices out there that tell us, look, stop cutting down all our trees and do something smart with your time. And I think that that's what he was talking about. We need to stop destroying our environment and work on building it back up again, instead of mining for fossil fuels and burning everything up and then, have Al Gore spout off some bullcrap about global warming. Because every 7 years we have an increase in temperature. Every 7 years. And this stuff about the 2012 prophecy, it's bullcrap. The stuff about global warming, it's bullcrap. All it is a ploy from the higher-ups to try and get us to be afraid so that we, trust them. Because there's a movement going on that we're not trusting big government because big government keeps screwing us over. Just something to think about. So, recapping, the Lorax was awesome, Dr. Seuss is awesome. Do your own research, figure out what's going on, and maybe even do your own research as far as industrialized use of hemp and the history behind it. Just watch with an open mind and do your research with an open mind, and I'm sure that you'll find something interesting about why corn, cotton, and oil have taken precedent over something that has been used for thousands upon thousands of years for industrial, medicinal, and recreational use among all peoples of this entire world.